What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Grant's Lawn Care. On this Tuesday, April the 29th, April is about to be out of here, and I'm bringing you all along with me on a property cleanup. This is my first time on this property, and as you can see, as the video goes on, it is overgrown. However, it was no challenge for me and my Skag, my Red Max, and my Steel handheld blower. Between the four of us, we got it done. So sit back and enjoy this video. I'm gonna bring you all along with me as I get this tackled. And before I wrap this part up right here, again, I always say this in the beginning of my videos, but if you found yourself returning to the channel and you like the content but you just not have decided to subscribe, today, April the 29th, is a perfect day to do so. And if you find yourself actually enjoying the content and like what I post, that little thumbs up as well that falls right up under the video, you can click that for me as well. But I'm also coming to the understanding that if neither one of those two options were to take place, I'd also still be happy with just the viewership that comes to the channel. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this video keep rolling. Sit back and enjoy, and I may try and make it in here shortly. one of the things that I enjoy about mowing, and it kind of brings a sense of just being outside and being in nature, is that when everything is going smooth and everything is flowing pretty good, your mower is running correctly, your other small equipment is running correctly, it really makes things feel really great. Like, it feels, being a business owner in lawn care, it makes you feel really great. Your equipment is what makes you, and your equipment can also break you. And I was having a conversation at work with the other guy that mows lawns, and I was telling him along the way that I want another mower. And, I've mentioned that on my channel several times. I would like to get a newer mower, actually on the commercial side. And I don't think it would happen this year, maybe next year. But I just wanted to say, for the equipment that I have on my fleet, and over the past 5 years, everything that I've been able to accomplish, every property that I've been able to service with just the equipment that I have, I'm highly blessed and favored, and I'm just tickled pink, looking at this Overgrown property and how my mower is actually performing for me. Not only just getting this Overgrown done, but just in general, I'm pretty proud of everything that I have. So I just want to take that moment to show some gratitude to just what I've been able to establish over the last 5 years, with pretty much all the same equipment, the same mower for the last 5 years. I think my weed eater is now about 2 or 3 years old with me now. And my steel blower, as I mentioned in my last video, it's been the first thing that I bought, so it's like 5 years old. And I was able to accomplish this property, getting it looking good, with just that little bit of stuff. So cherish what you have, and I just wanted to say that. So I just want to take a moment just to take everybody back down memory lane. I know I didn't do it in the last 2 videos, but I was sitting down having one of my favorite drinks. If you know me very well, you know Mellow Yellow is my all-time favorite soda right now. It was, back in the day, I was a big dark soda fan, Coca-Cola or Pepsi. If I had to say honestly, my favorite one out of the 2 probably would be Pepsi. But anyways, do you all remember when you would go to the store and you get you a can or you get you a bottle of soda, you pop that top off, or you look under the bottom of the can, and it'll tell you you want a free soda, or a free bottle of soda or a free can of soda. And those were some good old days. Like, I'm not very, very old, but I got to experience a lot of the stuff from the late 90s and the early 2000s. And I'm telling you, now, when you go to buy a soda, like a tall, not a 2 liter, but one of the bigger bottles of Mellow Yellow, for example, in some stores are $3.09. I just bought one or two, matter of fact, yesterday at work. That's crazy. Nobody should have to pay that much for a soft drink, but we as humans, we like our junk foods. Some people are more, disciplined when it comes to it, but some of us, like me, I crave, just a soda or two a day. But just thinking back on the times where you go in and you buy a soda for not even $1.50, and you pop that bottle top, or like I said, you look on the bottom of that can and it says you can get you a free soda. Those were some good old days. I really miss those days. Now, if you buy one soda, like I said, it's $3 and some change, depending on the size that you get. If you buy two, they cut you a deal for like two for $4.50 or whatever. But it's crazy how things have just really, really been taking a big turn. And remember, another thing from back in the day was, the toy that you would get in the cereal box. Is that even a thing anymore? Like, you would go to the grocery store, and as a kid, you remember, certain cereals would have a toy in the box once you get to the end. And a lot of us, myself guilty, would take the cereal, pour it all out, trying to find a toy. And sometimes there was no toy. So now you got to put all the cereal back in the bag, reseal it, and hope your folks don't, get on you behind about it. But those are some good old days. Now, I think the only thing that you'll find a prize in now are those, it's a popcorn that comes, it's like in a red and white striped box. I can't remember the name of it right now during this video. But you'll get like a little sticker or something in the box as like a little prize or whatever. And don't let me forget about, I think it was the Kaboom bubble gum that, it'll have like a little comic strip that was inside of the wrapper. You unwrap the bubble gum and there was like a little comic strip in it. And then you get the bubble gum that was hard as a brick. And it'll take you losing 2 teeth and biting your tongue just to get it soft, so you can enjoy it. But, y'all remember those? And, going back to sodas, I must say, and they're still in existence. I don't know about, for your area, but I know in mine. But Fagos, the soda brand Fagos, they're like 99 cents now in the grocery store. Those are like some of your cheaper, sodas that you can get right now as a Fago, even though 99 cents after taxes is a little over $1. But Fagos were, and still are, good sodas. Like, Fagos used to come in a glass bottle. I don't think they really come in any glass bottles anymore now. You still get your Coca-Colas in the glass bottles, like a classic bottle or whatever, but I don't think Fago does glass anymore. They come in a plastic bottle now, but Fagos are some doggone good sodas, I'm telling you. You go to a good cookout and you don't have like a Coke or a Pepsi product, but I think Fago may be made by Coke. I hate to sound like I'm rambling, but I'm telling you, if you get a good cookout going this summer and you need a drink, go and get you either a good, case of Fagos, the orange, your purple, and they got the dark ones as well, their cola brand. But, Fagos were good. And another thing, and I'm going to wrap this run it back subject up. Another thing that, is really good, and I know a lot of us lawn care providers, experience this weekly. But when you out mowing, and let's just say you don't take your lunch with you, and you stop and get you a meal in between mowing, your little quick lunch break. I don't know about your area, but some of the gas stations in my area sell gas station hot dogs. they will really put to shame some fancy restaurants. Those gas station hot dogs are off the chain, and some of them have like legit homemade chili that some of the people, actually, cook right there in the store or whatnot. I'm telling you, those gas station hot dogs and a good cold soda and a bag of chips and just, in general, getting your belly full. And a lot of gas station hot dogs, and I'm gonna wrap this up, they really, they have gone up in price just as everything else has, but I declare they're worth it. I like to get mine with, the chili on it, give me a little bit of onion. If I'm in the mood for some sweet relish, I'll put that on there as well. And by the time I get done eating, I really don't want to get back on the mower and get back to doing anything. But I just want to take you all down that little lane. Hopefully, you guys get something out of that. But continue to enjoy the video. I'm out of here. So that's it, everyone. Got it complete. I'm gonna do one more walk around, let you see what I got, you know, as a final product. All in all, I think this took me about an hour and a half. You know, probably would have took me 10 minutes or less, maybe 15 minutes less. But, you know, as we've said it in a lot of videos, you know, moving the camera, getting angles, and just getting your content adds just a little bit more time on the property. But hopefully what you see and saw as the video went by, if you made it this far, you enjoyed it. I'm gonna be checking up out of here. This is Simon from Grant's Lawn Care. We'll catch you all sometime in May. I'm gonna continue to try to drop the content, and hopefully you continue to enjoy it. So with that being said, y'all be safe. Enjoy the rest of your week. Peace.